This is a. This is you, Nathan. Welp, here on Welp, here we are on YouTube. Okay, now you can go.
That was so loud.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're doing a song called King Park by La Dispute. And this is a PayPal request by Jan.
Thank you, Jan.
Have you heard of King Park or La Dispute?
No, I have.
Is it LA Dispute or just La Dispute?
Well, yeah, good question. It's probably L-A, like La, like French, La Dispute.
La Dispute.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's both French and English.
And it's
they're a band. No, it's little A. So Nathan, listen. They are a band with a little A. La Dispute.
La Dispute.
They're from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay, they're post-hardcore, emo, screamo, experimental rock, spoken word, even. Ooh, interesting. And they've got a few albums. Let's see, they got 1, 2, 3, 4 studio albums, and I think this song comes from their latest album. No, it doesn't. So everything I'm saying is irrelevant. Anyways, I thought I could find it really quick, but I guess I can't.
Okay.
Anyways, it's I'm looking forward to that. I kind of like emo, screamo type music, so I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, I've never heard of these guys though, so.
Okay.
I should say I like all the bands, but one of my favorite band that falls in that category is called AFI, and I love them. They're an amazing band. They're my favorite. And anyone that likes La Dispute would probably at least know who AFI is, but they're a band that I'm very familiar with. Seen them live, and I love them. In fact, I want to show Nathan some of their songs in our own Ryan Shares segment. So, anyways, here we go.
Well, if you love them, why don't you marry them?
I would love to.
Okay, ready?
But then we get divorced.
Who, us?
No, me and the band. Okay, let's go. It's like the spoken word part, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd poured out as the shots dropped into siren sounds out of their houses now and over front yards, all the way up to the place where the police tape ran to mark the crime scene. Everybody trying to catch a glimpse of what was happening, of what was going on between the ambulance and all the cop cars. Everybody gossiping, whose kid got hit, where did it hit him, and who could have fired it? Everybody wondering, how did it happen again? And is he dead? These children are kids. Everybody wondering how far they were from where the days later, they made funeral plans. The family. 3 days later, a mother had to bury her son. Not far away, the shooter holed up in a hotel near to the highway with a friend and the gun. That same gun. He fled immediately, but was identified by witnesses. His picture on TV, only 20 years old. They called him Grandpa. He was older than the others by a year, maybe two, and he was safe for a while until somebody saw him there and notified the authorities who surrounded the hotel, first arresting an accomplice while attempting to flee, then chasing him up the staircase to the floor where he'd stay. He closed the door hard behind him, locked himself in the room. They could have kicked in the door, but knew the gun was still with him, one he'd already used, and so they feared what he'd do. I floated up through the window of the room to the west. I hovered out to the hallway, tried to listen in. I heard them trying to reason, get him to open the door. His uncle begging and pleading, half collapsed to the floor. He preached of hope and forgiveness, said there is always a chance to rectify what you've taken, make your peace in the world. I thought this was through the door, I could have entered the room. I felt the burden of murder, it shook the earth to the core. Felt like the world was collapsing, then we heard him speak. Can I still get into heaven if I kill myself? Can I still get into heaven if I kill myself? Can I ever be forgiven cause I killed that kid? It was an accident, I swear it wasn't meant for him. And if I turn it on me, if I even it out, can I still get in, or will they send me to hell? Can I still get into heaven if I kill myself? I left the hotel behind, don't wanna know how it ends.
Whoa,
Oh my goodness.
crazy! What a journey! Woo!
You know what? Like this thought that came through my head as I was listening to this is modern poetry. This is exactly what modern poetry is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would not, you could not tell that story effectively with just poetry today.
Just reading it, like if I just read, like, yeah, this is an example where the lyrics, the story matches the music. The music by itself wouldn't make sense. The song by itself wouldn't make, and the way the vocals, of course we don't know their names. Just that ending, I got chills. I had like sad chills. I was like, oh, this is horrible. And I just felt this journey with this story. I was like, I was waiting to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
It was quite a journey.
Such a creative way to try and tell this story as if through like a dream you relive this event and you're floating through, each character in the story and telling it that way. Like, I don't know.
I have a theory. I have a theory. He had already killed himself. And I think when I'm speculating here that the accidental shooting or whatever, I got to read this again and listen to it again to get the whole story. But from me picking apart the meaning of the story, because we have a narrator who's watching the killing, the funeral. It seems like time is going all over the place, goes back to the killing, back to the hotel. So I think he's already killed himself. So he's revisiting everything already.
Oh, the shooter is. It's the shooter revisiting everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I'm sure we'll be told in the comments. So what a great introduction to this band. Not quite the AFI that I was thinking about. Meaning, like, there are definitely AFI's emo and stuff and punk. But this is more like a kind of like spoken word that you're saying. I wonder if they do a lot of this with songs. It's reminding me like if Eminem was in a punk band.
Okay.
Like it's not rap per se, but it's that lyrical, and it takes. And we've said this before, like even with like some growling and stuff, we understand that it's an art. It's not necessarily our cup of tea, but this isn't growling. But what I'm getting at is that yelling, I guess what do they call it? They call it screamo. What I like about it is
I never even noticed it. I never even noticed that.
Yeah, what I like about it is I can hear what he's saying. It helps to read lyrics because it's quite a story. But that energy, again, you have to have that kind of like. He had almost like a panicky fear in his voice as he's singing this. Oof.
If music can do that, then it's a hit in my books, right? It's not a hit in pop music or whatever, but it's a hit in that it accomplishes its goal, you know?
Yeah, and they're a pretty well received band here with critics. They got 4 albums. Last one was in 2019, so they're still doing music, it looks like. I mean, just 2 years ago, they released another album. So, and they're well reviewed, according to the quick review scores here, everything's like 4 out of 5, 7.5 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. So, on their latest album, but the song we heard was from their 2011 album. So it's 10 years ago. Yeah, called Wildlife. And it looks like they released an album 2008, 2011, 2014, 2019, every 3 to 5 years. So maybe that's why they probably take time making their music. Yeah. All right. Well, good stuff. Thanks, Jan. That was interesting. I wonder, again, Jan, I wonder why she wanted us to listen to this. I'm always curious because when people put it this way, no one's given us a Patreon or PayPal request who hasn't listened to our videos. That doesn't make sense. So I guess I always find it interesting when people do. Maybe it's just they just want to see what we think. I'm just trying to think of what song or video or comment we made that triggered them to say, "Hey, I'm going to give them this one." But whatever, I'm glad that she did.
Totally.
And I was going to say, music. With Nathan and I've said this before in other videos, but it bears repeating. It's just we are always looking for just newer, different stuff. Sometimes it grabs us, sometimes it doesn't. That's okay. But again, I would never. When would I've ever Googled "Le Dispute"?
Yeah. And well, we were kind of poking fun at the name a little bit at the beginning, and now it's funny after having listened. Of course, I've gained a little respect for this band. Of course, I would even listen to more.
Yeah. So shell out the money, Jan. Let's go. That's good stuff. I like stuff that just is different, and it took me on an emotional journey, which is art, and it's art, and so I was like, oh boy, where's this going? I would say depressed, but I felt very anxious and sad for this scenario. That's what art's supposed to do. So yeah. All right.
Well, that was Le Dispute. We'll see you
in
the next one.
Welp out of here.
Let's get the Welp out of here.
Okay, stop recording.